Hi, I'm Aura and I'm the host of Collective Mind, and I'm tired. I think I'm fronting too much lately, and I'm tired. Hi. Oh, it does 3 a.m., right? I always forget for sure if I'm remembering that right. Hi, K-Ghost. Kuro? Is that right? I'm not super confident that I said that right. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, cool. I've been lucky so far, I think, with names from your system. I'm working on one of the scarves that I forgot I had started for a little bit. I think I started this one at the same time as the purple and black and gray one, but I finished that one way sooner. It's a simpler pattern, so that's probably part of why. And then I was really focused on the big rainbow blanket. But I'm working on this scarf. I hadn't even seen your question yet, but I preemptively started answering it. Gosh. Sorry, I had to move my legs a little. Okay, cool. Maybe I should just give you mod powers or something so I remember for sure that it's you. I'd have to look up how to do that again though, because I forgot. Oh, no worries. So tips for beginners for knitting would be to start with something fairly small and simple, scarves are a really, really good thing to start out with if you do a simple pattern, because you're just knitting in a straight line the whole time, and it's a small enough project that it wouldn't be as overwhelming or as expensive as like a blanket. But it's just totally flat and stuff, so you don't have to figure out like how to do the shape of something like a hat. Also, the yarn itself on like the sleeve that comes on the yarn will give you a suggestion of the size needles to use, which is very helpful. And you don't need to use that exact size. I often do a size or two bigger than that. Makes it go a little faster. It just depends on how tight of a stitch you want. So the smaller the needle, the less space there will be. Like the holes, if I stretch a little bit, you can kind of see the holes, but it'll be a little stiffer and it'll be less see-through as the needle size gets smaller. And some yarn that looks like really cool and feels really soft and stuff will be harder to work with, like harder to see your stitches and stuff. Like the faux fur that we use for hats and stuff, that's harder to work with than the normal yarn that I'm using for this, because it's harder to see the stitches. So a lot of it's trial and error, and basically all of the rest of it is practice. Like once you learn how to physically do the stitches you're trying to do for the pattern. And for that part of it, I'm sure there's a ton of tutorials and stuff on YouTube and pictures on various blogs and things like that, and books and stuff, if that's more your thing. So, yeah. But a big part of it is practice, so that you can do it without thinking as much about it, and so that the stitches will look more consistent. It won't look good at first. Which that's something else that's nice about doing something like a scarf as the first project is, or as one of the first projects at least, is it could be ugly but still functional when you finish it. It could still physically keep you warm and fit around your neck and stuff. And especially if you put it like under a coat, you wouldn't even see most of it. You can also, like while you're practicing, you can just knit straight for a while and then pull out all of those stitches and start over. So if it doesn't look good and you want to keep going until it looks good, you don't have to waste that yarn if you don't want to. We've done that even if we just change our mind about doing a project. If it gets too stressful, or if we forget, like if it sits for too long and we forget what we were working on, and so we don't know what the pattern was or whatever. And then we have a new idea for that yarn. We'll take it apart and start over. No problem. You can also ask us if you have like specific questions about any random things about it. We won't necessarily always have the answer by any means, but we know a lot of the basics. Oh gosh, I'm even less confident about pronouncing that name. Kazuki is my best guess. Is that right? Oh wow, okay, I got that one too. I'm glad my pronunciation instincts are working out well so far. I get so nervous about that. It's so much easier if it's just like in comments or something, or on Discord. But if it's a call or a live stream or in a video or whatever, if I'm physically saying it, like there are lots of ways to do that wrong. But if I'm just like typing it, I can easily just copy the way that you spelled it, and then I'm getting it right. I should probably skip that. I really like that song, but it's a trigger for too many people. I'm really glad that I've gotten all your names right so far. Hey, Ellie. I'm mostly just getting tired. But I was talking to Onyx earlier about how tired I am, and she pointed out that I have been fronting more consistently, like a greater percentage of the time than normal lately. And that a lot of the times that I'm not fronting, it's for like really brief periods. Like a little will switch because they're excited about something, but they'll be out for 5 minutes. Or somebody will be triggered and they'll be out for a few minutes. Or like just for a little bit. And like earlier, Liz helped me do some dishes, but she didn't fully switch. She just was like co-con with me to help me more easily do dishes. I mean, it hasn't been just me for sure. Do you mean like in live streams and stuff? Or in videos or what? I mean, I am basically always gonna be the highest percentage because I'm host. And actually stretches where I'm not the highest percentage, something is probably going on. Like it's a trauma anniversary for someone and they're front stuck during it, or something in our life is stressful and constantly triggering out a specific protector or whatever. I know it's partly that Jade's taking a bit of a break because she just finished up a long trauma anniversary. So she's been trying to do more just hanging out inside and not as much working yet. Spending time with her cubs and caretaking and stuff. And sleeping, probably. Yeah, not back in school yet. That'll be sometime in August. There's a lot of stuff that I want to get done before school starts, though, and that's been stressing me out some. Like, there's random just life things that I want to get done before school so that I'm not trying to do them during school. And I'm also not doing as well as I had hoped at, like, getting ahead on YouTube videos. But I'm working on it. And maybe I'll get to a point in like a week or something where I have a lot of them planned and I just film a bunch back to back to back to back and then work on editing and stuff. I think I'm having a bit of a higher depression stretch too. But I also will often sound more sad when I'm tired because I'm not masking as much. you know? Oh, cool. I'm glad you're on vacation. No, I know. I'm not pushing it too hard. But I was really hoping during the summer to get ahead some on videos so that there would be less YouTube stress during the semester, because I don't want to just not have any videos come out during the semester. But if that's what has to happen, it'll be fine, and then we'll have more time once the semester's over to really focus on YouTube. But we'll see. What do you mean dealt with? Like, is there a specific goal that you wanted to meet before semester starts? Yeah, I feel like that might end up being a longer term process. Not sure though. Yeah, denial sucks. I think it's okay for you to do the VC ping and see if anyone wants to VC. as long as you're not like spamming it a bunch or anything. Yeah, I get that. Mm. I forgot I changed my picture. I'm sorry that happened with your friends. Hi. Hi. I'm not the only one here, but I don't think anyone else here wants to be named at the moment. But if that changes, I'll add the co-fronting thing. Sorry, I had to change what music I was listening to. Hi, 3M. I guess I should probably add my name to the title too. It's okay if you don't think of any questions right away. The conversation might prompt some question ideas, but if not, that's okay too. Oh, I'm okay. What kind of magic are you looking into? Oh, interesting. I haven't looked that much into astral projection. I'm not sure why it sent twice. I guess YouTube wanted to make sure I saw it. Hi, Kane. Yeah, some days are like that. It's a lot of switching. Interesting. Bye, K-Ghost. Thanks for coming. I'm sorry if we're not as fun to watch today. That sucks that chat died. I don't think we're having any type of connection issues on our end. Let me check if YouTube is telling us anything is going wrong. I have no error messages on YouTube, and it says we have excellent connection. So I'm not sure what's going on. Sorry. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Are you gonna have to go to eat soon, do you think? Gotcha. No worries, 3M. It's usually easier for me to think of things to talk about. But I don't want to talk about most of the things I'm thinking about, so makes it a little harder. fun things. Let's see. Not sure. I might actually measure this, see how far I am on the scarf. Not as close as I thought I might be. How wide is it though? It's not as wide, so maybe I won't make it as long. I'm not sure. It's not enough yet though, for sure. I mean, we have some new stuff on Etsy. That's a recent exciting thing. Some things that we just needed to make listings for and take pictures of and stuff, but we also got the stress balls listing up. Yeah, we've been inside most of the time too. We used to really, really like the heat, but we can't tolerate it anymore. It makes our pot symptoms way worse. It does involve some patience, but you can also work on it in little bursts, and you can do it while you're doing other things, depending on what the other things are and how much you have to focus and stuff. But even if you have to stare at it the whole time you're doing it, you could listen to something. Like you could listen to music or an audiobook or a podcast. You can hear Charlie? Charlie is not in here. It might have just been a coincidence with the timings. Unless there's any chance you're hearing Charlie from the other room through this mic, which would surprise me. But isn't totally impossible, I guess. Unless it's some other kind of noise I'm making, like the knitting maybe. Or like when I'm shifting positions. It would have made sense otherwise though. But Charlie's with Primal Pack in the other room right now. Yeah, probably not. That'd be a little surprising. I'm gonna say you were confused. It's also possible there are noises from our neighbors that you're hearing. I'm not sure. I won't tell if you don't. There we go. Um, that's awesome. I'm glad you get to go hang out with them. Makes sense. It's exciting. I would also guess that you're feeling impatient. Yeah, I paused the stream for a second. I think you're probably both impatient. Hope your appointment goes well. Yeah, from just your perspective, I think that would be really hard to tell the difference without a lot more experience knowing the difference. But it is probably easier to tell from their perspective, so if they're able to tell you, that would be the easiest way. Well, that simplifies things a lot, because then it doesn't matter if it's you wanting to or them being there. You can do it either way. And then you might be able to figure out, like, if it feels different or something like that with time and practice. Yeah. Kit hasn't been on the channel before, so I needed to check with her to make sure that she was comfortable being listed by name for the co-conscious tab. for us, we will still feel some of Aura's emotions if we have good enough communication with her, or if her emotions are strong enough, or if our emotions are less strong. Or like sometimes the emotions, if they're similar, like if Aura's emotions are similar to mine in the moment, they'll get stronger because it's like both of them combined. But if I were feeling very different emotions than Aura right now, it would depend how strong my emotions are compared to hers. Like if she were feeling really happy and I were feeling really sad, I might not be able to feel her happiness because my sadness is too strong. Or I might feel like a weird combination of both. Kit says hi back. The way I kind of think about it is that the default is going to be that I feel my feelings stronger than anyone else's, unless their feelings are so strong that they're overwhelming mine, if that makes sense. But it also depends a lot on communication and amnesia and the way that that individual alter feels or doesn't feel or processes or doesn't process emotions and all of that. We have some alters who spend most of their time dissociated from emotion or dissociated from certain types of emotions or most emotions, but just kind of default into one. Like we have some alters who process basically every emotion as anger, which can be very helpful for them because anger can be very motivating. Yeah, communication can be really hard. I mean, spite can be very helpful. It usually, for us, depends a lot on, like, when that alter split, what their, like, original job was. Because if their original job was protector, for instance, feeling less or feeling nothing or feeling angry could all be helpful in different ways for functioning through trauma situations. But those emotions would then need to be, in a lot of cases, processed by someone else, and so someone would end up splitting as a trauma holder but not as a protector, and would hold a lot of those emotions. The major one that you missed of the 4 is freeze. Fight, flight, fawn, and freeze. Yeah, spite can also make things worse. It depends on the situation. That's why not all of our protectors default to anger. It's actually more common for our protectors to default to, like, lessened emotions generally, like dissociating from emotions. Because then they're just focusing on functioning. And some of them, it's just like while they're having the trauma response, and then they process the emotions afterward. And some of them, someone else processes those emotions. And some are somewhere in between. I'm not sure what you mean. Signs of not being a system. It's kind of complicated, I guess. My instinct is to say that there aren't really signs of not being a system, there's just lack of signs of being a system. But there's also potentially things like if something else better explains the signs of being a system than being a system would. Like, if you're hearing voices, for instance, but it fits better with like auditory hallucinations of some kind than being a system, I guess that would be a sign then. But you can have auditory hallucinations and be a system, so like it's hard to disprove things. Like, to prove that something isn't the case, you know? Technically it's possible, but it's always technically possible. Like, for anything. That it was totally, like, misunderstood or misdiagnosed or whatever is the case. Like, not to get too into, like, reality bending stuff, but it's also technically possible that, like, I've been having a really, really vivid dream for the past, what I thought was 3 years of my life or something, and none of that actually happened. Or it's possible that something I thought was a dream actually did happen. Like, something that we've talked about with our therapist before is like, absolute certainty about a lot of things, if not all things, just isn't really possible. And that you kind of have to get to a point of just going with whatever makes the most sense right now, and if something else makes the most sense later, shift gears. And let it be okay to be wrong about something now and figure it out later. But it still makes the most sense to act as if you're sure of whatever feels the most likely while it feels the most likely, you know? Yeah, I have to be careful not to, like, trigger too much derealization for us, but But, like, there are some things people... I don't want to say it like that. It's not wasted time or wasted energy or wasted resources. Or like wasted therapy or any of that. If it feels right now, if it feels helpful now. Oh, I think you're good, 3M. No worries, Ellie. But I guess it's just, like, it's the active decision to give yourself permission to act according to what feels true currently. And if there are some things that you have a ton of evidence that your perception is very skewed on it, like if you know that you have bad self-esteem and everyone else in your life is telling you that you're seeing, like other people in your life who you trust are telling you that you are seeing something wrong because it's clouded by your negative self-esteem or something like that, there can be situations where you actively choose to act against what currently feels true to you. But typically you should have pretty strong evidence to act against your intuition like that. No, I think Fem's YouTube account is called Fems. acting is more deliberate than that. Even if it's reactive, even if it's like masking, where it's instinct, it's still more active than that. When I'm masking, even if I do it without consciously choosing to, I know that I'm feeling and thinking differently than I am looking and talking and acting. I know that the version of myself people are seeing in that moment is a lie. I guess it's probably possible to mask without realizing it. I don't know. All of this stuff is complicated. And any one experience can usually be potentially explained by more than one thing. Which is why diagnoses require, like, distinct collections of experiences. Sorry, there's a fly that keeps going right in my face. Yeah, it depends. a lot of those things can be good and helpful in some situations, but not others, or for some systems, but not others. Yeah, the flies are very annoying. I agree. I feel like blackouts, for instance, can be very stressful. Like, memory loss is very stressful. But not remembering trauma can be very nice. So if something traumatic is about to happen, blacking out from it in a lot of ways is nice. But it's terrifying to wake up and not know what's going on. Especially if there's any kind of evidence that something traumatic happened, but you don't know any details. So, like, there's trade-offs to all of it. There's a reason the blackouts happen. Ooh, that's true too. Why are you up so late, 3 a.m.? Assuming you're comfortable sharing, that is. So your sleep schedule is just messed up. Oh, I'm not even sure that that's saved yet. Oh, that's pretty small. I guess it's about the same as the other one, though. Turn that off. Oh, I did that wrong. Yeah, the default size is really big. We've been talking a lot from my perspective anyway, so I'll just leave out my picture and stuff for now. Hi 3M. I'm gonna start working on Meet the Altars soon, I think. Depends how much I front though. Hi Ellie. Hold on, I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm back. I guess I'll keep listening to that for now. Hi, 3M. Thank you. Chose it very recently. A few days ago, I think. Hi. Can I put you on the stream? Primal Pack is here too now. I think it's Onyx. Is it Onyx?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
For
It's
the most
kinda.
part. Well, not the most part, but like a thing.
Are they loud enough, or should I turn them louder?
Oh, whoa, there's your new picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's so pretty.
Thank you.
Oh, man.
I haven't really said anything about myself yet because I don't want to just like practically do a Meet the Altars live. I want to actually make a video.
That makes sense. Wow, that's a really pretty picture.
Thanks. Do you want me to just put Primal Pack for the title or Onyx or what?
You can do Onyx, that's fine.
Okay.
Were you doing anything?
We were knitting some earlier, but that had slowed down. And then, we were just talking. Louder? Okay. Let me know if that's loud enough or too loud or whatever. There's room to go either direction.
How the heck did you manage to do this, asshole?
I mean, I can turn myself up some too.
How the heck did you do this, Chalby?
Is that better?
There. Let's try this. Okay, now come here. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Hi. Charlie got their leash wrapped around the chair, and I didn't notice that, so when I put them on the desk, they wanted to come over to my lap, so they got halfway over, and then they just couldn't go more.
Oh no. Anna's still really close co-conscious with me.
Hi, Banana. Oh, shit.
What?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say the nickname.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean it's just my nickname. Nobody else is allowed to use it.
Yeah.
But it's that. I'm not kinda. Gavar.
Yeah, generally speaking, please don't use nicknames for us without permission.
Yeah. Did you want to do something?
I don't know.
Because we could totally do, like, Dofus or whatever, or even a different game. It's up to you. Otherwise, I was probably
Uh-oh?
gonna.
What's uh-oh? Is something wrong?
Hey, Felted.
I've been calling them 3M the whole time because otherwise I'll forget that it's 3M.
Oh, it's 3M?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. So that's a person we ban on site, right? I'm joking. I'm joking. I wouldn't do that. Oh, that makes sense.
Mm. Yeah, okay. That fly just landed right on my nose. It's getting
so
way
rude.
too comfortable.
It's getting cocky.
Mm-hmm.
Every time there's ever been like flies around or whatever, I always think that if I don't get them on the first couple tries, they start getting cocky because they realize that I'm too slow to catch them or something.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I play it being slow, so they get like lazy with it or whatever, and then I try to go fast really quick a
I'm
couple
not sure
times.
that they're thinking about it as complexly as you are.
Probably not, but I think it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I give them too much credit.
I still think it would be easier if we just made you a mod on YouTube like you are on Discord, because then it would have the little symbol next to your name and we would know it's you.
I mean, you would. I would still forget and be like, wait, who the fuck is Felted? And why are they a mod? Did someone hack the account? Like, what's going on? Oh, this is so pretty. Oh, God. That one was even easier. What the heck?
Yeah, you don't have to be a mod if you don't want to be, obviously.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so. Oh. Okay. Those are blight encounters. Interesting. I don't mind those.
We're feeling a little bit better now.
Good.
But I think it's because a specific little is really excited that you're here now, Onyx.
Oh? Which one?
I don't know if it's okay for me to say who it is live.
No worries. If you want, you can always just DM us.
Oh, good point.
I see.
And that level of excitement can get through some of the sadness.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. You also aren't at as many of the live streams, so it maybe didn't come up as much as it would have otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Because we do them a lot of the times when you're sleeping.
Yeah. There's also never a requirement to be a mod.
Yeah. Or to even come to the live streams.
Yeah. But especially early on, just because, Brain, can you finish the thought and not just get stuck? Because it's smaller and whatnot, there's not a ton of people, so it's not like there's a need to have mods around to
there's not a lot of
moderate
modding
chat.
to do yet.
Even if there is some modding that needs done, most of it's pretty chill.
Yeah. Probably not during the stream, because I'm not positive if it would mess anything up. But we'll probably look at it and add it for you, because that still doesn't mean that you like have to do any modding things. It just means you're able to if it comes up and you want to.
I'll grab that one.
Since you said you don't mind.
And also throw in those.
Yeah. And like, we don't want it to be like a default of feeling like you have to be responsible for moderating the live streams, unless we like specifically ask if things are starting to get like busier and more stressful and stuff for us. If we specifically ask what mods are available to be at a specific live stream at a specific time ahead of time, and you like agree to that and don't show up or something. But if we don't talk about it in advance, we're not assuming that any mods are necessarily gonna be there. So we're not like banking on that. We're not relying on it totally, you know?
Usually they'll ask us to like come sit in on the stream or something. Or we'll just pull it up and keep an eye on it and like hang out and voice chat even if we're not on the stream. That way if like something starts happening, we can always check the chat or get rid of trolls if we notice them in the chat.
Mm-hmm. But we also have stickers right in front of us on the edge of our desk saying what the hotkeys are for live streams, so that even if someone switches who doesn't know like how to use the program that we're using to stream, or doesn't have communication or whatever, they would still be able to look at this and say, okay, I press these two buttons and then it will be muted and the stream will be paused or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's also just helpful if we're dissociating and forget what the button is, or just otherwise forget. Or like, because recently we were having trouble with accidentally muting the mic when we weren't meaning to, so we changed what the hotkey is, so if we forget that we changed it, we can look down and see what it is now.
That's because you're smart.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it used to be 0, so if we would type numbers for anything else, especially for a game.
Like putting stuff on the market in Dofus.
Uh-huh.
God, my inventory's full.
We've apparently been streaming for over 2 hours.
Jeez, that's a long time. Wait, no, it's not. Well, it kind of is. That's not an insignificant amount of time. Put it that way.
I feel like I just looked at it and it was 1 hour.
Welcome to how time passes. Charlie, no. Don't make my arm. I know that's on your favorite to-do list. But it's on the list of things that I dislike.
Makes a little more sense why we're crashing some then.
Uh-huh.
I thought I was just bad at being a YouTuber.
Honey, no.
I mean, realistically, I probably am. I don't have, like, any practice yet.
Not having practice doesn't mean you're bad. Inexperienced also doesn't equal being bad.
I guess. I feel bad because you just got here and stuff, Onyx.
I mean, that's okay.
But I might wrap up the stream.
You're allowed to do that.
Thanks for hanging out with us in the chat and stuff. Discord is linked in the description, and so is our Etsy shop, and we have some new things on there now that just went up. And later on, when we add it to the video version of this live stream, there will be links on the screen and stuff too for other videos. Like and subscribe and ring the bell and share it with all your friends and all that stuff.
I don't have many friends, though.
Well, share it with all the friends you do have.
They're already here, besides, like, Ashley, maybe, or Fems, or something like that. I don't have a ton of friends.
Make
Or,
extra YouTube accounts and subscribe from those.
I technically already have that.
Whatever you gotta do. But, anyway. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye-bye.